Hi, today we're going to talk about solving equations with fractional coefficients. So first of all, what do I mean by fractional coefficients? I mean that the numbers that are multiplied by the variables are fractions. And there are going to be other ways to look at this too, but this is the first way we're going to look at it. So even if you just have a very easy example, I'm going to put this over here in the corner for a second. If you just had 3/4 x equals 9, right? You know that what you would do when that's alone is multiply by the reciprocal to cancel and get x by itself, right? So you'd get x equals 12, right? But when you have something this big, like this equation, it's not that easy to do that because you have more than one term on both sides. So what we want to do is find a way to eliminate the fractions. It might be really nice to try to, get common denominator and put them all together, but resist the temptation to get a common denominator and get one term on both sides. Just don't do that. It's way too much work. So what I would like you to do is this. You're going to find the least common multiple of all the denominators. So in this case, it's 2, 3, 5, and 6. Now, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. 5 is prime. So really, the only thing you need to do is multiply 5 by 6 to get the least common multiple. So that's 30. 30 is the least common multiple of all four of those numbers. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the whole equation by that least common multiple. And what is that going to do for you? It's going to actually get rid of all of those, because when you distribute to each of the terms, the denominator is going to cancel, right? Because 30 times -1/2 is going to be -15x. 30 times 1/3 is going to be +10. 30 times 1/5 x is going to be 6x. And 30 times -1/6 is going to be -5. Now you have a really nice regular equation that you're used to solving, and you know what to do, right? You can just get, combine your like terms, right? So let's do this. Let's add 15 to this side and add 5 to this side. So I get 15 equals 21x, and x is 15 over 21. So x equals 5/7. And you know how to do all that part. But it's really this part that's important, right? It's this, getting rid of the fractions. That's the tough part. All right, one more. Let's try this one. Let's find the least common multiple of 3, 4, and 6. Well, 3 goes into 6, so if it's a factor, you don't really need to count it. So what about 4 and 6? What's the least common multiple of 4 and 6? Well, 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16. 6, we have 6, 12, 18. Well, look at that. We already have one right there, 12. So let's multiply 12 by the whole equation. Now remember to distribute it to each term. And when you multiply 12 times this term right here, you're really just canceling it with the denominator, right? How many times does 6 go into 12? It's 2 times 2t minus 1. So you have to remember to then distribute the 2 into the binomial that's inside. All right, so be careful about that. What about the 4? If there was a 12 here, well, how many times does 4 go into 12? That becomes 3. So it's 3 times t plus 2. And now if there was a 12 here, what does that become? That's 4. So what do we get? We get 4t minus 2 equals 3t plus 6 plus 4. 4t minus 2 equals 3t plus 10. Subtract 3t, and we get t equals 12. Okay, so that's solving equations with fractions as the coefficients or multiplied by the variables.